Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm making a spicy beef salad. There shouldn't be a lot of cooking, but there's a lot of things we're going to be adding to this. We are going to first put 4 ingredients together. They want a large tomato and they want you to cut it into thin wedges. Okay, well. I don't know how thin they want them, but we'll find out. All of this is going to go in a big bowl for now. Probably say, oh, sorry, I didn't turn you down low enough. So they want one of these large tomatoes and just make wedges, thin wedges. This, from what I've been reading, this is going to be a spicy salad. What did I do? I've been out in the yard. All the growth you get on the fences and all, that's what I've been doing, just trying to clear all that up. I've done one side and it needs to be cleaned up. I just threw the stuff on the ground, so when I'm done, I will be cleaning my mess up. But it can sit out there for now. All it's going to do is dry up, so I'm fine with that. Okay, 1 large sweet onion. Now I didn't know what a sweet onion was. I have to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not, because I don't usually use them. But they look like this, but the thing is they're flatter. You see that? It's not round, it's more flat. That's the difference. I did not know that. Hello? Surprise, surprise. Some things I don't use, so I wouldn't think of them. See, people say, how could you not know? Oh, it's easy. Some people just use sweet onions all the time. Other people don't use them very often. This is the first recipe that's actually asked for a sweet onion. How do you want me to cut this? Cut in half and thinly slice, okay? We're going to do that too. Even though we're not dicing it, you still do it the way I showed you. Cut through the roots like that, so there's roots on both sides, and then you go to slice it. It will hold together very, very nicely while you're doing that. I found this funny looking bug while I was trimming off the fence. It's red and black. I've never seen them. I grew up in Texas, so I'm very unfamiliar with them. Of course, they don't get horny toads up here either, so. And horny toads look like prehistoric dinosaurs, except they're about this big. And they're fun to play with. When you play with them, they play dead and make a liquid that comes out of their eyes like they're dead, and animals won't eat them. At least birds won't pick them up or anything. And when they did that, we sat there and just started playing with them. They realized that tactic wasn't working with children. We know what you're doing. Wake up, and if you rub them on their belly, they go to sleep. They literally go to sleep. We used to turn them upside down and rub their belly, and they'd go sound asleep. As soon as you put them down, they'd wake up. We played with them all the time. They were all over the place. Daddy Longlegs. You don't see Daddy Longlegs up here. Anybody who's from Texas will know what a Daddy Longleg is. Alright, now what do you want me to do with this computer? Now, with a cucumber, they want it diced. Reason I use this cucumber so it's not so moist. This one's drier. And they're not specific about what cucumbers they want, so I can get away with it. They even have cucumbers that curl in a circle. And I said, well, that wouldn't be any fun. That'd be hard to work with. All right. I've cut this in half to work with it. You're going to get triangles. You're not going to get it diced in squares with me. I know, I should have thought of a bigger cutting board, but I didn't. This looks like it's going to be a nice chunky salad for today. Now I thought you could say these are dark thoughts, but I was thinking if we have an atomic war, you think about it, because a lot of countries, the only way we would use it would be a lot, and they would be attacking all the places where we have weapons, and we would be attacking them and all of that. There might not be any hospitals or medicine. And you think about the people who are on medication, people that are in prison, all of that, there would be no borders or boundaries at that point, because everybody's going to be running, trying to get out of the way of the fight. And with those in the fight, there'd be so many dead bodies, you're not going to be able to take care of them all. There's not going to be anything. And people who sit there and say, we're preparing, if anything happens, we can make water and we can do this and we can do that. No, you won't. The people who are on medication, they'll be dying. The people who are overweight will be dying because they're not going to be able to deal with the heat. Loved ones will be lost. I think about things like that. I think if the earth ever flips, everybody's concerned about the earth flipping, you know. If it flips, you're going to be deep trouble. 2 green onions chopped. Thank God. Scallions are called green onions. That's another term for them. I could just see the massive death and all, and destruction. There would be nothing. There'd be no destruction, no water, no food, no nothing. And if you think you're going to save your family, that's not going to work either. Family members will die. I think about it when I look and watch everything. Okay, they say now take this that we've just chopped up, set it aside. Okay, we did that. Now what do you want me to do? Okay, we need 1 pound flank steak. Which I took out last night. I just bought it, so I said I'll go ahead and use it. This is a little more than a pound. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, so I took what I could get. We'll pat that dry and we'll get that set. Now, a lot of you would say this is not a lot of meat. I think it's a little more than a pound, but 3 ounces is 25 grams of protein. You have 16 ounces, so this little piece of meat is 125. That's right, just that little piece of meat. Can't believe the size of it? There, it fits in my hand. Okay? That's 125 grams. I'm a little over it, so it's a little more than 125. I couldn't find exactly 1 pound. So as you can see, this is a lot of protein. And like they say, you only need 20 grams per meal or whatever, you know. All right, they want us to rub it down with coriander and a half a teaspoon of salt. So let me get my coriander and I will be right back. Okay, you need a half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of coriander. And this is what we're going to rub the steak down with. Oh, that's not going to fit on there. Now, the reason I put the salt and this together was to mix it before I rub it. Oh. All right, put this on the side. We don't need it right now. All right. Now, there's one thing I do not have. They do not sell it at the store, so I cannot get it. And this, the next 9, let me see how many. All right. And, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the next combination that we're going to do, they need a lemongrass stalk. I cannot find it. My store where I shop does not carry it, so I cannot, and I don't grow that. So That's going to be the only thing that's going to be missing in this because I cannot get it, just point blank. So let me get the other stuff and we'll start in. Okay, we're going to be adding a lot of things into a food processor or a blender. I have a small one here. It's a mini one for little things that I have to do. We're going to start adding stuff into it. We need to add a teaspoon of salt in here. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of coriander. Okay. Alright, now the next thing they want is 2 small fresh Thai peppers. Yeah, it's Thai. I do not have that, but I looked it up and it said I could use serrano peppers. So I went to the store. They did not have serrano peppers, so I had to sit there. After going through those two, I looked it up and said, what could I use in place of serrano peppers? They said red pepper flakes. So that's what I'm going to be using. How much am I going to be adding? I don't know. I guess I'm going to add this much. About half a teaspoon, because they're not giving me any measurements on this, so I am sort of winging this at that point. That I'm winging. All right, we need 2 cloves of garlic put in here. I need my paring knife. And we'll throw them in. We're going to be throwing a lot of stuff in here. I got this because I didn't want to have a big one sitting around to do a little job. So that's why I got this. All right, now they want you, this is where you add 1 lemongrass stalk, which I don't have, cannot find, and that's it. You need 1/4 of a cup of fish sauce. Oh, come on, Sandy, you can't be up. Oh, man. All my measuring cups are dirty, so you're going to see me using a dry one for this. You get the same measurement, but you're not supposed to do it because it's hard to pour. But I'm going to do it. I broke my own rule. Okay. I hate breaking my own rules. I'm gonna do what I can. I don't have any measuring cups. That's why I'm always out of measuring cups too. I should shoot myself. 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. You know that a lemon will give you 2 tablespoons. I roll it a little just to break it down some, so it'll be easier for me. And there's 1 seed, there's 2 seed, there's 3 seed, there's 4 seed. 6. Counting all the seeds I'm finding. I know the ARE and stuff said seeds have 2 ingredients, chemicals I mean, that fight cancer. This is so old. This is one of the first equipment my husband got me. And it just empties it out so easily. He bought me other ones, but I always run back to this one. This one does such a good job. And if you're angry with your family, you could sit there and say, I'm strangling them, and take it out on your lemon. See, people used to get angry, but they had to work so hard. They could work their anger out. People don't do it today. They just walk down the street and decide they're going to start beating people up. You know? But when you're real busy, you don't have time to get angry. It takes too much energy out of you. Okay, now they want a tablespoon of chopped fresh ginger. I normally don't peel it, but for this I will. The son who's standing next to me sat there and said he was going to help me, but then he said, I got too much ironing to do. I can't help. I said, okay, that's fine. Keep peeling this. I'm not going to have enough for a tablespoon. Okay. Oh, don't spill that, Sandra. Because ginger is fibrous, that's why they want you to chop it before you put it in there. You need something? I already boiled the water. It's a good tablespoon. You need a tablespoon of vegetable oil. They don't tell you what to take, but the way when they say that, it usually means a light one. It's not heavily flavored because you've got the other flavors coming through. A tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. And you're going to need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Then we'll blend this all up. I think that's all the chopping for now. We'll be cutting the meat after we cook it, I think. You have to admit this is an easy sauce to do. Oh, that's an interesting smell. Okay. Add some more to this. Fish flavor is really strong, but I can't find any of those peppers. So I think the hot pepper is going to cut back on that flavor. My cookbooks are a mess. Okay. All right, we are going to put this in the refrigerator. We're going to let this chill. They recommend chilling this for approximately the dressing for 1 hour. Okay, so we're going to stop for a bit. The meat has to sit with that seasoning on it, and we've got to let this cool in the refrigerator and let these seasonings sort of mingle together for their flavoring. So I'll see you in about an hour. See you then. Okay, they want us to grill this steak, but I can't grill it. I don't have a grill, so I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to sear it on one side and then sear it on the other to seal the juices, what juices are in them. Cook it to your point of doneness, and that's pretty much it. Right now I'm getting the pan hot, and I'm going to serve this salad because the meat and vegetables and greens are all in one dish, so I'm going to serve some jasmine rice on the side, which I think would be nice. And it's cooking very nicely. So I just have to wait for the pan to get hot. They say about 6 minutes if you're grilling. So if you have a grill, by all means, they say 6 minutes on one side and 6 minutes on the other side until your doneness that you like. So I am doing mine right now, and when I'm done on both sides, I'm going to leave mine a little rare in the middle when I slice it, because that's how I like it, because there's not a lot of fat, so this meat can become extremely tough, the flank, if you sit there and overcook it. So you have to understand that you're going to have to eat it a little on the raw side for that one specific reason. and I'll be back when I get done doing this. Okay, they want the steak to sit for 5 minutes. All right, now I'm going to talk to you about it. This is a flank steak. When you see it, you'll see it running this way with lines, right? What you're going to have to do is cut across these. Now, the reason we're cutting it across, that if you go with the grain, you're going to have long pieces and they're going to be tougher to chew because there's not much marbling on this. So you'll be chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing and probably find somebody who'll just pull it out of their mouth. But when you go across the grains thinly, it's easier for the pieces to be chewed and broken up in your mouth. Believe it or not, there is a madness to cooking. Though I know you probably sit there and say, well, you really don't have to do this or you really don't have to do that. Yes, you do, because there is a madness. And I'm sorry the lights are down. I'm waiting for my contractor to come back with my light fixture. I just have a little light bulb up there. I'll show you. You see, that's it right there right now. So we're waiting to get it fixed. I'm sure that he might be on vacation or he has some other work to do that he didn't get done. But anyway, so when you cut across the grain this way, the meat will be more tender. Now you're going to have to cut it extremely thin because we're actually going to toss it with the vegetables with the dressing that we put in the refrigerator. So here is the dressing that we made, and here are the vegetables that we prepared. And I told you to put them to the side. Now you know why. Let me check my rice. Oh yeah, you're done. Give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna have to slice this meat thin, as I was telling you. I hope you understand now why it's important that you do certain steps to help you to understand, so you get the better quality and the meal tastes better. As they say, better quality meal. So when they say thin, they're talking like paper thin. Okay, if you have a slicer, you can do that. I have a slicer, I just don't want to pull it out. Look, I've already done 3 loads of dishes. I've got my rack stacked. I'm already preparing tomorrow's meal, which is actually a salted cod salad for tomorrow. So I have to get up early tomorrow and make French bread to go with it, and I'll thin slice it and toast it. So it's like having a cracker with it. And that's what we'll be having tomorrow. And you have to admit, it does sound good, doesn't it? I just tried the rice. So just take your time cutting it real thin. If you want to watch it, you can. And the meat is still slightly pink, which I told you I wanted it that way. Remember, this sat with coriander and salt on it, so it's going to have a nice flavor. It's just not going to taste one way. It's got a different flavor. And if you've ever had cold steak cut really thin, it's really nice, especially if it's not overdone and to the point of being leather, because you can't overcook it. I had one son that wanted it constantly cooked all the way through. I said, I can't do it on some of these cuts. He said, do it, and he did it. He said, Mommy, my meat's tough. I said, that's right, you can't. So he had to learn the hard way, because I made him eat it. You're going to eat it. I'm not cooking another piece for you. So he had to learn. See how that tore apart? That's why you go cross grain. Bonnie, if you're in my kitchen, you would have gotten that today. So now, I ate that piece to show you, it just fell apart. That's what you want. Where did I put that fork? Oh, here it is. Yep, it all goes together just like this. Now you see why you sliced your tomatoes and the cucumbers and everything together. That's it. I'll show you how you serve it. Though it's a salad, the way it's going to be set, I'm going to serve it with some jasmine rice on the side. I'll show you one plate, but I'm actually setting 3. They want mixed greens, okay? Just letting you know what they want. They want some mixed greens. Okay, well, I don't know that green, but it's got different greens. Oh, you know what? It's my family, right? I'm gonna do it my way. This is the salad. And that's how you serve this dish. See? That's exactly how you serve it. Okay, so listen. I want you to take care and enjoy your afternoon. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.